In today's video, guys, we're gonna be doing the infamous, the very famous, the haircut that's trying to get banned all over the US right now, the fabulous Edgar cut. I got my boy Isaac right here, and we have another guest as well. I actually have my nephew, Nanos, and he's never picked up clippers before. What's going on, bro? So he's never picked up clippers before, and I'm gonna show him step by step, just like I'm gonna show you guys how to do this haircut. All right, guys, so I'm gonna give him the freshest Edgar I could possibly humanly can, right? This is Filoso Hairstyling Texture Powder. It's one of the hottest product out right now. You can get in the link in the description, more on how you can use this to go ahead and enhance your Edgar, all right? Let's get it. We're gonna grab that and cut right there. Pick it up, there's our guideline. Cut, 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 till we get to the top of the head. Now, if you look at the hair, it's gonna stack. See, it's gonna like fall forward instead of like all the long hair coming forward and then having like a really strong line in the front, you know? Remember, guys, water, 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 water. This is our guideline here, and this is also, we're gonna connect it just like that. See? And then if you see his head right here, it starts to bend right here. Like this is where the head bends. So that's where we're gonna grab the hair. This is his occipital bone right here. You see where it bends? Right there. We're just gonna cut that. Because we want the shape to look really nice. We just pick it up. We'll find our guideline, which is right there, and keep cutting. Right there. And now we're going towards the shape of the head. And remember we had that guideline up in the beginning? It's right there. So now we have a mohawk guideline coming all the way from the back towards the front. And now what we do is pretty much just match it on up. So right here is the mohawk guideline, right? Just grab it, and I like to do 1 inch partings, like that, 1 inch. I'll pick it up, there's my guideline. Same thing, 1 inch. Boom, boom, boom. And the bangs, remember that the bangs have a guideline too. Boom, 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 boom. Now that we went ahead and cut the top, we gotta go ahead and match the sides. If you look at it from the front, his hair is really poofy, right? And we want that. We just don't want it to be super poofy. So what we're gonna do is, instead of it being out like that crazy, we're gonna kinda have it come in a little bit about right there. Again, what we do is that 1/2 inch part. Just like that. Notice that 45-degree angle. So from here, I also grab the hair. And if that's my guideline, remember I have that guideline on top, I point cut to soften it up. So we just grab, there's my guideline from the top. You see how much hair he has right there? That's from like constant just tapers and tapers and tapers. So what we're gonna do is just shape it. Right? We're gonna bring it out at that 45 like that, how we were talking about. Right there, about just 1/2 inch. So we wanna go ahead and have a nice flow. And that's why I go and I grab my small guideline, which is here, and I start the point cut. See that, start the point cut, and you get here, right on the 45-degree angle, like I said. So remember, that's my guideline. You see that? Going down, down. And the whole point here, guys, is to make it a 45 degrees. So we have to make this hair stay here. Dome piece right here, this is occipital bone, this bone, that's our guideline. Now it's gonna free fall, you see that? It just falls like nice to his head shape. And now his haircut is tailored, it's custom fitted to his occipital bone and his head shape. So now let's go ahead and get started with the taper. All right, you guys, I'm not gonna go ahead and utilize my Wall Senior. This is a number 2 guard on here. We're gonna go ahead and bring the lever all the way up, turn it on, and do our first guideline. I like to grab the number 2 and hit it right here. I'm using the ear as a guideline for the bulk. The taper, the fade is gonna be very low, but as far as this, we're gonna just match it to his ear. See that right there? We're gonna go ahead and clipper over comb. This is a comb, and we're gonna run the clipper to the comb. Same thing, we don't hold it straight, we don't hold it at 30, we hold it like at about at a 45-degree angle, just like that. We're gonna go ahead and touch that little area there. All right, guys, as you can see, there's still like a nice like guide bulk light right there, like a bulk guideline. We're gonna go ahead and just soften it up, just like that. Pick it up and soften. If it's not going away, here's a little trick I like to do. I like to pick up the hair and use that guideline that we just went ahead and cut and then match it. Check it out. So part it, and that's our guideline. You see that, nanos? Boom, 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 boom. And then we're gonna go ahead and line up those hooks. So I like to use the corner of the blade, just like that. So Isaac likes his taper really low. Sometimes I do it and he makes me bring it up a little higher, and that's fine because the last thing we want to do is give him something that we don't want, right? So let's go ahead and just keep it low, and if he wants it higher, we'll bring it higher. I like to get all these hairs here. So that's my trimmer guideline. I now pick up my shaver and I start balding here. All right, so that's my 0 guideline. We're gonna drop the lever a little lower, all the way down actually, and create a second guideline, which is my half guideline. So that's our 0 guideline, our half guideline. Now we're gonna create one more guideline, which is gonna be the 1.5 guideline. Drop the lever, put the number 1 guard on there, and bring this up about right here. So that's the 1.5 up there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and close the lever, bring it up, bring it down a little bit, and just soften it up right underneath it. Then I'm gonna hit that one there. And notice I'm only using the corners. I still see a guideline. So again, I'm gonna use my corners to go ahead and just clean that up some more. That's a 0 guideline, drop the lever, create your second guideline, which is a half. And then in order to get rid of that first guideline, bring the lever all the way up, drop it down just a little bit. All right, you guys, that's my last guideline, which is the half guideline. We're gonna bring that up about right here. Excuse me, I'm a 1.5 guideline. And we're gonna hit that with a 1.5. And as you see, where it's blending right into the 2 on top. I still see a little dark spot there. Close the lever and hit it right there. We're guessing, guys. Like, this is all a guessing game. But if we're gonna guess and make sure that we over guess, right? By putting a bigger guard on there or hitting it with a bigger number. All right, again, we're gonna match the number 2 to his ears. All right, grab that comb and begin the clip over comb technique. Hold it at a 45-degree angle. Boom. See, we went ahead and faded that out. Same thing, now let's match the top. 45-degree angle. Boom, look at that. And be careful with the bangs, all right? We're not cutting the bangs. The bangs is its own thing. All right, bro, so check it out. We're gonna do the half like that, all right? Which is not the half. The first guideline, and you want it a little higher. So we're gonna do that. That's our guideline. Grab your shaver. And then here's a big tip. I only bring it about like 1/2 inch right there. Once I get to there, I start going side to side. The reason why is so we can blend it. All right, so that's our 0 guideline. Drop the lever, turn it on, and then let's go ahead and begin. That's the first guideline. This is our half guideline. There it is. Put the number 1 guard on. Drop the lever. Create your 1.5 guideline. Just like that. That's a 1.5. Right underneath it, it's like a 1.3, 1.2. Same thing, hit it with a 1. Bring up the lever and just hit it, soften it up right underneath it. We have the half guideline there. Let's hit it with the half. And we have our 0 guideline right there. Let's hit it with like the 0.2. I'm going a little higher on the fade. Drop the lever down more. The more higher you go on the fade, the lower you drop the lever. Created that little guideline, no worries. That's a 1.5. We're gonna hit it with the number 2 guard on there. Lever is all the way closed. It falls off like butter. And there you guys have it. So before I actually do my taper, I like to use guidelines. Notice that hair's right there. So what do? Boom, 35. My bad, 45-degree angle. Boom. Same thing here. I missed that little hair, that's cool. 45-degree angle. All right, and And this is just a rough lineup on the sides. The reason why is because we're gonna go ahead and actually give them a taper, right? That's gonna switch up the whole vibe right now. Again, 45-degree angle, grab it, pull, cut. Grab it, pull, cut. Match it, pull, and cut. And notice like back here, he doesn't have a bunch of hair like overlapping his taper or this area where we're gonna do the taper. That's because we went ahead and hit that first, you know? We shaped his hair first. I always say focus on shape over focus on shading, you know? Like shape over shade. So all right, here we go. That's a 0 guideline. We're gonna grab the shaver. Remember to keep this taper low. All right, gonna go ahead and drop the lever, create our second guideline, which is a half. So that's 0, half, 1.5. And we're keeping it low. So there we go. And we're gonna go ahead and use the clip over comb for this. Here we go, at a 45-degree angle. Now, if this isn't doing the job, that's fine. Put the number 2 guard on there and start hitting that. Lever close. Because what takes out a 1.5? A number 2. All right, didn't want to go away. Grab your number 1 guard and soften that 1.5 that you just did with the same number, 1.5. And one thing we want to make sure we always do is dust off our client. So that's the half, right? What do we take the half off with? With the 1. If the 1 doesn't work, then we have to take off the guard and hit it with the half. In the process, I went ahead and created another guideline. That's all gravy. Whatever we create, we can take out. Let's get this guideline out here. That's a 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 right now. That's a 0, so 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Again with the 0.5, just trying to soften this up as much as possible to give him the freshest taper. All right, right here. That's a 0.5, so we're gonna hit that with the 1, eh? All right, see I have a darkness right there, that's fine. Let's go ahead and hit it up. I'm gonna hit it with the 1.5. I want to be safe. I'm not going to hit it with a lower guard because I don't want to create another guideline. 1.5 again. See, the hair grows this way, so we got to cut against it. That's why it doesn't look like it's super faded. Now, before we start the lineup, I always like to comb the hair first. And here we go. We're going to use his hooks as a guideline. Everyone who's watching right now, understand that these bangs are always gonna move. We gotta get it to the best that we can, right? Because the last thing we want is like Isaac to come back. So we gotta make sure that we keep this as clean and as sharp as possible. Remember guys, the bangs are connected to the hooks. So that's what I mean like that. He likes it like that. That's what we go ahead and respect. And we don't push our client's hairline back because that's not how he wants it, you know? All right, that's lineup number 2. Let's do lineup number 3. I move it. Oh, you know what, do me a favor. Can you style your hair for me real fast? Like mess it up how you do it at home. I think we just found out the hack, guys. Let your client mess up his hair, and here we go. Because that just makes absolute sense. So look at that, I'm actually learning something today. Again, don't drive yourself crazy like, oh, it's not picture perfect straight, because you're not gonna get it like that. Hair that goes forward like this, it's really hard for you to line up. This is our shave gel, you guys. I like it because it has jojoba in it. And what jojoba oil does is that it lasts longer on the skin. It's not water-based, it's oil-based, jojoba oil-based. So that means I can sit here, you know, go run outside of my car, go do something, probably even hop on the phone, have a 1-minute conversation and come back and it's still gonna be here. And the reason why is because it's oil-based, not water-based. And that's what I really like about it. All right, guys, so here's a little tip. Go ahead and grab the skin, pull it, and run the blade. The moment you let go of this skin is the moment you go ahead and cut your client. So always pull the skin, no matter where you're at. If I was shaving his cheeks, I would keep pulling as I'm going down. All right, again, right by the ear, we're gonna pull, especially right by the ear. It's a very sensitive area. Pull and keep it sharp just like that. Never stop pulling the skin. I'm using only the corner of my blade. Of course, we also make razor blades, you guys. Go ahead and check that in the link in the bio if you're wondering how I'm able to get such an icy and crispy hairline. It's because of these razor blades. And control, you know what I mean? All right, so now we've done with the haircut, guys. We did the top, we did the taper on the sides, and as I mentioned earlier, in order for this to look super fluffy, super poofy, you need some type of product. In this case, Isaac likes to use texture powder. He uses our texture powder. It's called Filoso hairstyling powder. And I can style his hair for him, but I want him to do it. You know, that way he goes home and I'm gonna see if his bangs are gonna move again. So go ahead and grab this for me, my man. And go ahead and start applying it, bro.